everyone. We are Team Daedalus, made up of Derek, Reza, Brian, and myself, Julie. We'll just take a couple minutes to introduce ourselves individually. First off, I'm Julie, and before pivoting into technology, I had a past career as a chef and kitchen manager. I describe myself as a relentless problem solver who thrives when faced with challenges. I love to use my resourcefulness and creativity to build something out of nothing. I chose Inception U because of their project-based curriculum, holistic approach to education, teaching both technical and essential skills, and I wanted to become future fit in an industry that has endless possibilities.
My name's Derek. Before Inception U, I was a power plant operator. I found myself unsatisfied with my past roles, so I wanted to try something new to challenge myself and build upon the troubleshooting and problem-solving skills I developed as an operator. I chose Inception U because it offered me a more practical approach to learning.
Hi, I'm Reza Naimabadi. I have a background in education. I like logical reasoning, problem solving, and interested in future roles in software development. In this project, I enjoyed coming up with creative solutions to problems I came across. My favorite thing about the Inception U experience was learning how to work in an agile software development environment.
And I'm Brian. Much like Julie, I was a chef prior to joining Inception U. The kitchen environment showed me the value of a solid work ethic and attention to detail, all while functioning as an effective part of a team. Inception U's dynamic curriculum provided me with a safe space to demonstrate these skills as I took on the challenging task of transitioning careers. Back to you, Julie.
Thanks, Brian. The business problem that we're trying to solve is that managers are often overburdened by everyday tasks such as scheduling and events, shift swapping, time off events, and workplace communication.
We all have varied experiences with differing scheduling methods. For example, in Julie's past job, she had the pleasure of working with a practical restaurant scheduling app, which integrated smoothly into her work process. On the other hand, I had to endure the outdated method of waiting for a printed schedule, somewhat posted bi-weekly. Perfect.
We hope to target small to medium businesses who have yet to venture into scheduling applications due to overcomfort, as well as those who might be too intimidated by the ever-changing technologies that seem beyond their current needs. We at Team Daedalus, with the help of our Scrum Master Danielle Barker, created Day2Day, an intuitive and user-friendly app that can be easily adopted by prospecting businesses who are aiming to free up time and relieve some stress brought upon by day-to-day processes. The primary technology we used was the MERN stack. We also use Passport and Bcrypt for authentication, Socket.io for real-time notifications, styled components for styling, as well as the following technologies in the slideshow. I will now hand it over to Reza to walk us through the employee experience with our app.
Thanks, Julie. Welcome to our app, Day2Day. So let's get started. As you can see, we're welcomed with the dashboard. This page represents the main body and will be our primary means of navigation throughout the app. It also provides useful information, even just at a glance. Let's head over to the schedule card on the top left corner of the page. The numbers at the top indicate the business hours set by the manager, and we can see who's working with me today. Let's go back to the dashboard by clicking the icon in the top left. Now on the dashboard, we can see all my upcoming shifts in the upcoming shift card in the center of the screen. Clicking on this card opens up a more expanded view of the shifts. But due to a last-minute appointment, I can't work on March 19th. So I'm going to click on the arrow under the swap header and make my shift available to others. This opens up a confirmation. I could add a reason, but I'm just going to click confirm. At the bottom left, I can click a button that shows me all the available shifts that other employees have put up for grabs. And I can take one for myself to make up for the lost hours. Now I'll navigate back to the dashboard again. I also have an event coming up in the future. So I want to book a vacation on March 22nd. So I click on the time off card. And you can see I have some time off requests from before. Let's add another one. So I'll click on the time off request button select the type, vacation unpaid, and the start date will be March 22nd, the end date March 22nd as well. I'll add in the comments going on a vacation. Now I press the apply time off button. I see a confirmation here. Everything looks good. I press confirm. Now I can see my time off is pending. So I'm also invited to a party tomorrow, and I want to add it to the calendar. So now I go back to the dashboard. This time I click on the event calendar card. Now we can see the event calendar. On March 11th, I will create an event. On the event name, I type in Inception U Party. I select the type as personal, visible only to myself, and I click on the confirm. And you can see the event pops up here. Now I'll pass it to Derek to show you how a manager can use our app.
Thanks, Reza. So first thing you're going to notice is that as a manager, if we scroll down, there are more cards on the dashboard. So let's start with the employee resource card located in the center of the screen. Here we're greeted with a list of employees just above the different tabs, mainly the employee profile creation and their set availabilities. So let's click on the Create New tab, and we can see the different inputs for personal information. This allows us to set positions and permissions for content control. After we save the details, it will notify the employee through their email where they can set their password. Now, moving on to the Availabilities tab, this maps out the different hours that are available for shift scheduling. But when building a schedule, this can be a lot of information to remember. So let's go to the schedule, and I'll show you what we've done with this information. So back to the dashboard, and then we'll click on the Schedules card. And I'm going to switch to the week view. And this is where the reoccurring availability is displayed and indicated by the legend above the schedule and the indicator dots on each shift. But what we can also view is the schedule based off of positions. And we can toggle that with a button located next to the month selector button. And now we can see if we've forgotten to book any positions this week at a quick glance. So let's take a moment and create a shift on Saturday for our supervisor. And the first thing we see is that the position and the date are pre-filled for us. So now let's book a shift for Reza. And then under the date, it displays that Reza is only available between 12 and 5. So let's set those start and end times. And we're not going to add a break because it's a short shift. So we'll press submit. And the newly created schedule is displayed, the newly created shift is displayed on the schedule. So editing a shift works much the same. So let's click on the shift we just made. And we'll change the position. And we're given a list of positions that only Reza could work. So let's select cashier. And then if we change the employee name, we're given a list of only employees that can work as a cashier. So we'll select Brian. And then we'll press submit. And the schedule has been changed from supervisor to cashier on Saturday. So let's go now and we'll see how we can change some of the various fields throughout the app. So we'll go back to the dashboard. We can scroll down to settings. And here we can see that we can.
Apologies.
Whoops. Here we can see how we can log in. All right, now we'll go down to settings. And we can see that we can change different things throughout the app, such as position. We can change things like business hours. And we have access to changing the employee permissions. The checkboxes will changing the checkboxes will change who can edit and view things throughout our app. Last thing I want to show you is if any of this has become, oh, actually, bottom right, we can see that there's a red notification on our messaging. So we can open that messaging and we can see that Reza has actually sent us a message. And it looks like Reza wants vacation on March 22nd. So let's go and approve that. So we'll go back to the dashboard and we'll head to the manager approvals on the second column or third column, second row. And here we have a list of time offs that have yet to be approved. So we can approve Reza's vacation at the bottom there by clicking the green check mark. And here we have a list of, we can review the information, we can add a comment, but we're just going to press confirm. And what we can also check is our shift swaps. And we can see that Danielle and Tony are trying to swap shifts. So we'll approve that as well by clicking the green arrow or green check mark. Review again, confirm. And our swaps have all been completed now. The last feature I'm going to show you is if this may have been a lot of features to remember. And so if we scroll down to the bottom of our dashboard again, we have a help settings, a help instructions, and we have a quick list of instructions for how to use various features throughout our app. And that concludes the demo. I'm now going to pass it back to Reza to share what we had planned next.
So our next steps are creating a clock in, clock out, complete with geolocation to ensure that employees are within the vicinity of the company building, file uploading, giving the managers a way to store resumes and other company-related files, also allows the employees to upload other necessary documents. A phone app, porting the necessary features to a phone platform, which allows a more convenient experience for employees. Now I'll pass it off to Brian for key learnings.
Thank you, Reza. Now, throughout this project, we progressed with each challenge that we faced, taking on some valuable key learnings, starting with the value of the team dynamic. Different minds working in synergy, filling in for each other's gaps, allowing us to evolve together as a team. This, however, would not have been possible without constant communication, ensuring that all members were up to date with any advancement in the project. Now, progress isn't without its fair share of difficulties that may leave one feeling discouraged. Thankfully, my team was quick to boost and support one another by providing much needed pep talk or a quick joke. With each bug we squished, we adapted our troubleshooting mindset. We then directed our processes with agile practices, mapping out our path, addressing any challenge that came our way. A quick shout out to all the facilitators for their time and patience. They were quick to respond with meaningful help and advice, giving us the much needed push to build momentum. So thank you. We only hope to make you proud and witness the fruits of our collective labor.